Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about ways that you can safeguard your mental health at Christmas. So without further ado, let's get started. And trying to remain so strong, I know it's good if I'm alone, I got it, So for this video I'm going to be talking about ways that you can safeguard your mental health at Christmas, at Easter, at any sort of time in the year. But this is being recorded just before Christmas, so for any of you who are struggling with the decision as to how to spend Christmas or how to protect your mental health if you're having to spend Christmas with someone maybe that is particularly hard to deal with, or whether it's just Christmas in general is a bit of a more difficult time for you, then this video is for you. So the reason I'm making this video is because I myself do struggle with Christmas. Christmas is a sad time for me in general because I did lose one of my friends to suicide, but also it is also a difficult time for me because I don't have the best home life, and there is someone in my family in particular who I, don't really get along with, and they do make Christmas a lot more difficult for me because I have to make the decision between the expectation to spend Christmas with my family and protecting my mental health. So in this video I'm going to be talking about ways that I have decided to protect my mental health and how I've dealt with that mentally. So I personally know that it can be quite difficult to think about the expectations of what you need to do and what your expectations are set upon you by your family or by your friends or just by the festive period in general, and how hard it can be to put those aside and make a choice for your mental health, and how to say I can't live up to the expectations because I need to protect my mental health. But for myself personally, this year might even be spending Christmas alone because I am making the decision to protect my mental health. I had an incident with one of my family members a couple of years ago, and it led me to realise that I need to put my mental health first. It might be difficult to make those decisions, and it is unfair that I need to make that sort of decision, but it is necessary sometimes. And sometimes to protect your mental health, you need to think about yourself first and be selfish a little bit, because at the end of the day your mental health is yours and it is yours to protect and it is yours to safeguard. So for me, I have made the executive decision that I won't be going home for Christmas. I won't be spending Christmas with my family, and it is quite hard to make that decision, and I understand that for some people who are in that same position it is hard. But I would encourage you that if you know that there is a potential that your mental health may decrease or be triggered by going home for Christmas, that you seriously consider the option of going to your friends for Christmas or being alone for Christmas, but having things planned on the day that you can do on your own for Christmas. I myself are probably going to film a video about it, or I might do a Christmas dinner, or I might do some baking. But for me, I really want to be able to safeguard my mental health, and this is the way that I can physically and mentally tell myself that this is the easiest way to do it. Yes, it was quite hard to make that decision, and yes, I have toyed with the idea of just going home and just bowing down to the expectations that are set upon me. But I know personally that bowing down to the expectations could have negative consequences for the weeks after Christmas and could lead me in a bit of a rut mentally. And I know that for my mental health's sake, I need to protect it, because it was a difficult decision to spend Christmas with my friends last year because the expectation was that I would go home to my family. But in the end, it was a lot better to spend it with my friends. This year, I'm unable to spend it with my friends, so I was having to make the decision between going home and being physically with people, or staying at my place on my own potentially and not physically having people around me. Yes, I would have people via text, and I would have people via maybe video calls or something like that, but it would be more difficult to spend Christmas alone. But the decision was, do I physically want to be alone or mentally suffer the consequences? And I decided to make this video because those sort of decisions can be very hard to make. If you've made that decision to not follow the expectations that you have set out to you by friends, by family, by aunts, uncles, by whoever has set expectations on you, then have a plan. That is the best advice I can give. For me, when it gets close to the time, and you're watching this very close to the time, but I'm recording this in November, so I haven't quite decided fully what I'm going to be doing for Christmas. And when it gets nearer the time, I will be deciding a lot better and a lot more clearer as to what I'm actually going to be doing on Christmas Day, because things will become a lot more certain and a lot more clear nearer the time. But if you're watching this video and you've made the decision to not go home for Christmas or not spend it with anyone, then have a plan. Have a plan for what you are going to do. Are you going to watch a Christmas movie? movie on your own? Or are you going to get like some foods in that you really like to eat? Are you going to play a particular game online that you like to play? Are you going to burn a really nice scent in a candle or a wax melt that makes you feel homely and festive? Or are you going to bake yourself a roast dinner? Are you going to get a takeout roast dinner? That sounds amazing. Or maybe you're going to video call with a long distance relative that you don't get to see a lot. But whatever you decide, it's important to have a plan, because I believe that having a plan will help you to feel less alone, even if you are physically alone. So that is it for today's video. I hope you have found what I've said somewhat helpful, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and I shall see you in my next one. Bye.
Just like you're young again, no, don't you cry, just get back up again.